In the ever-churning world of social media, stories can appear and spread in the blink of an eye. One day, a video surfaced online, quickly catching the attention of thousands, then millions. It was the kind of content designed to stop your scroll, a dramatic, shocking moment that demanded to be watched, shared, and discussed. The thumbnail alone, with its bold text and blurred action, promised something sensational. People everywhere paused, curiosity piqued, as they clicked to see what the fuss was about. The video claimed to capture a shocking incident at a popular marine park, a supposed orca attack on a trainer during a live show. The setting was familiar: bright lights, a cheering crowd, the sleek black and white form of an orca gliding through the water. But what unfolded was anything but routine. The footage itself was chaotic and grainy, as if filmed in a moment of panic. It showed a massive orca thrashing in the water, a trainer caught in its grip, dragged beneath the surface. The crowd's excitement turned to horror, their cheers replaced by screams and frantic shouts. For viewers at home, the shaky images and muffled audio only added to the sense of confusion and terror. Was this real? Had they just witnessed a tragedy unfold? The story that accompanied the video was just as gripping. It identified the trainer as Jessicaradcliffe, a young and passionate marine biologist who, according to the narrative, had dedicated her life to studying and caring for orcas. The account described her as beloved by colleagues and adored by the animals she worked with. The tragedy, it said, had cut her promising life short, leaving a community in mourning. The narrative was rich with detail. A loving family, a dream job, a tragic accident. It painted a vivid picture, making the incident feel heartbreakingly personal and undeniably real. News outlets and social media posts repeated the story, each adding their own layer of emotion and urgency. The more people read, the more invested they became. The video and its story struck a nerve, resonating deeply with viewers everywhere. It tapped into long-standing fears about the ethics of keeping orcas in captivity and the risks faced by those who work with them. People debated fiercely online, some blaming the park, others questioning the safety of such shows, and many simply expressing sorrow for a life lost. Social media was soon flooded with comments, tributes, and outrage. Posts mourning Jessicaradcliffe's death went viral, with thousands expressing their grief and anger. Vigils were organized, hashtags trended, and people from around the world shared their condolences. The story became a rallying point for those concerned about animal welfare and human safety alike. The name Jessicaradcliffe quickly became a symbol, a cautionary tale about the dangers of human-animal interactions in captivity. News outlets ran with the story, amplifying its reach and impact. For many, she represented not just a single tragedy but the risks faced by all who work with powerful, unpredictable animals. The viral spread of this story was a testament to the power of a compelling narrative in the digital age. In just hours, it had traveled across continents, sparking conversations, debates, and calls for change. It was a story crafted for clicks, carefully constructed to capture attention, stir emotion, and keep people talking long after the video ended. As the story of Jessicaradcliffe began to circulate, it quickly caught the attention of journalists and investigators across the country. The tale was compelling, a marine trainer involved in a dramatic incident, with details that seemed both tragic and sensational. But as reporters dug deeper, a crucial question emerged. Did Jessicaradcliffe actually exist? Or was she simply a name attached to a viral story? Newsrooms buzzed with speculation, and researchers began to scrutinize every available detail, determined to separate fact from fiction. Despite extensive efforts, no records surfaced to confirm her identity. There were no employment records, no official reports, and not a single mention of Jessicaradcliffe as a marine trainer in any credible database. Journalists scoured news archives, government documents, and professional registries, but every search came up empty. Even the incident itself, which had supposedly drawn national attention, left no trace in police logs or emergency response records. The deeper they looked, the more apparent it became that something was amiss. The absence of any verifiable information was a major red flag for investigators. In an age where digital footprints are nearly impossible to erase, the complete lack of evidence was not just unusual, it was suspicious. Experienced journalists, who had seen their share of hoaxes and misinformation, began to suspect that the story was not just exaggerated, but entirely fabricated. The skepticism grew as more and more dead ends were encountered. Investigations extended to public records and social media platforms, but again there was no trace of Jessica Radcliffe. No birth records, no professional profiles, no friends or family posting about her online. Her digital presence was non-existent, a virtual ghost. In today's interconnected world, it's rare for someone to leave absolutely no mark, especially someone supposedly at the center of a major news event. It soon became clear that Jessica Radcliffe was a fabrication, a character invented to lend credibility and emotional weight to the hoax. The details of her life, her career, and the incident itself were carefully constructed to sound plausible, but none of it could withstand scrutiny. The story was designed to manipulate emotions and draw attention, using a fictional persona as its anchor. The hoax was a deliberate creation, exploiting both human empathy and the rapid spread of information on social media. As people shared the story, moved by its emotional appeal, the lie grew larger and more convincing. The speed at which misinformation can travel online makes it especially dangerous, allowing falsehoods to take root before the truth has a chance to catch up. Ultimately, the Jessica Radcliffe story serves as a powerful reminder of how easily misinformation can be crafted and believed. In a world overflowing with information, it's more important than ever to question what we read, verify sources, and remain vigilant against stories that seem too sensational to be true. The case highlights the responsibility we all share in stopping the spread of falsehoods and protecting the integrity of the truth. With Jessica Radcliffe confirmed as fictional, the video itself was scrutinized. Experts identified it as an AI-generated forgery, not genuine footage. The absence of official reports confirmed the attack never happened. Claims about menstrual blood triggering the attack were debunked as baseless. The hoax combined AI visuals with a fictional narrative to deceive viewers. It exploited limited public knowledge of AI and Orca behavior. The video was fake, the story a lie, and no one was harmed. The incident was a case study in digital deception. The hoax preyed on memories of real tragedies, like the heartbreaking death of Dawn Brancheau in 2010. For many, her story remains a vivid reminder of the risks faced by marine mammal trainers and the unpredictable nature of working with powerful animals in captivity. Brancheau's passing was not just a headline, it was a moment that deeply affected the SeaWorld community and resonated far beyond the park's gates, stirring conversations about safety, ethics, and the relationship between humans and orcas. Dawn Brancheau, a respected and experienced SeaWorld trainer, was tragically killed by an orca named Tilikum during a live performance. The incident was witnessed by park visitors and staff, leaving a lasting impact on everyone present. Brancheau had dedicated her life to working with marine animals, and her bond with the orcas was well known among her colleagues. Yet, the sheer force and unpredictability of Tilikum's actions that day shocked the world and shattered the illusion of complete safety in these performances. Her death was a thoroughly documented event, covered extensively by news outlets and investigated by authorities. In the aftermath, SeaWorld and other marine parks were forced to confront the dangers inherent in their shows. This tragedy led to sweeping changes in marine park safety protocols, including stricter guidelines for trainer interactions with orcas, enhanced safety equipment, and a re-evaluation of how close trainers could get to these massive animals during performances. The documentary Blackfish brought Brancheau's story to a global audience, shining a harsh light on the ethical issues surrounding orca captivity. It questioned the morality of keeping such intelligent social creatures in confined spaces for entertainment and profit. The film sparked a worldwide debate, prompting many to reconsider the cost of these performances, not just for the trainers, but for the animals themselves. The documentary highlighted the ethical issues of orca captivity, raising questions that still echo today. The hoax mirrored real events, making it seem plausible to those who remembered the genuine tragedy. By echoing the details of Brancheau's death, it tapped into the collective memory of a public still grappling with the aftermath of that day. The story drew emotional power from the public's memory of genuine tragedies. For many, the pain of Brancheau's loss was still fresh, and the hoax exploited those raw emotions, blurring the line between fact and fiction. The story blurred lines between real history and digital fabrication, making it difficult for many to distinguish between what had truly happened and what was invented online. In an age where information spreads rapidly, The boundaries between reality and rumor can quickly dissolve. Ultimately, the hoax exploited the public's awareness of past events to seem credible, using the emotional weight of real tragedy to lend false stories an air of authenticity. It's a stark reminder of how easily truth and fiction can intertwine, especially when the memory of loss is still so powerful. Dawn Broncho's death wasn't the only Orca-related tragedy. Other incidents like Alexis Martinez's death in 2009 highlight the risks of captivity. Martinez was killed by an orca during a training session in Spain. Tillicum, linked to multiple deaths, had a tragic history. These real events contrast with the fictional Jessicaradcliffe story. The hoax drew on public awareness of past tragedies to seem authentic. By mimicking real-life elements, the hoax felt familiar and believable. The story exploited genuine fears about orca captivity. Orcas, or killer whales, are apex predators with complex social structures. In the wild, they live in family groups and have unique cultures. There are no documented cases of wild orcas killing humans. Captive orca aggression is linked to stress and confinement. Orcas' intelligence and power make captivity ethically challenging. Their traits make them fascinating but unsuitable for confinement. The hoax played on public concerns about orca captivity. Understanding orcas is key to addressing these complex issues. The debate over orca captivity continues, influenced by incidents and documentaries that have sparked global conversations. SeaWorld ended theatrical orca shows and breeding programs in response to mounting pressure. Many orcas remain in captivity, facing ongoing ethical dilemmas. Activists advocate for seaside sanctuaries as a possible compromise. Public interest has shifted from shows to orca welfare. The hoax tapped into modern concerns about captive orcas. It resonated because it reflected real fears about captivity. The story highlighted the tension in human-orca relationships today. The Jessicaradcliffe story is a complete hoax. The video is a digital creation, not authentic footage. The story was designed to deceive for clicks and shares. It highlights the ease of spreading misinformation online. Critical consumption of online content is crucial. Verify sensational stories before sharing. The hoax teaches lessons about our information ecosystem. Spotting fakes is essential in navigating digital information.